Today we focus on the controversial polling units matter that INEC is at the moment embarking on. But yes, we expect them to shed light on that matter today. Remember that 30,000 polling units allocated to states, to different areas. A lot of questions about it. And today we're joined by Oluwole Osaze-Uzzi, who is the Director, Voter Education and Publicity of INEC. He joins us via phone from Abuja. Morning, and thank you for joining us today. Well, yes, I do know that I expect that you would have read and heard about most of the reaction now about this polling unit allocation to different areas, 5 months to the general elections. What can you tell us? What's the rationale behind INEC coming up with this move at this time?
Assured Nigerians that we will increase the number of polling units. This is as a result of the clamour by registrars for about the need to have polling units closer to their settlements, number one, and also to ensure that the issue of accreditation and voting takes place much, much quicker than hitherto. So the Commission felt that we need to increase this in such a way that not more than about 500 people maximum should be in each polling unit. And taking the baseline of the total number of registered voters, an average was sought and obtained, and then said that we get about 150,000 units instead of just under 120,000 that we have existing presently.
Okay, well, they also say that there's a process that INEC is supposed to follow before getting to this stage. And some question whether or not INEC has properly followed that process because, as at the last check, the voter registration exercise also fraught with a lot of controversy, questions concerning those who say they've not been able to register owing to different reasons they give us. So if that has not been properly done, or do you think that was properly done? Let's start with that.
Well, when you say properly done, the plan was in place, and we tried as much as possible to enlighten the Nigerians as to the processes for the collection of the permanent voters card and eligibility for a registration, for the continuous voter registration. Now, the law does not provide any guidelines as to how this should be done. It is left to the discretion of the Commission. So the Commission proceeded to set out guidelines for the exercise. The main issue and main guide is that you don't register more than once, and if your name is not registered, you go back to register. So we believe that almost everybody who was entitled to be registered has been captured in those states where the exercise has been concluded. Don't forget there are 16 states where we are yet to commence the exercise. That's the phase 3. We've done so in two phases presently. And so in our own view, yes, I think we captured most of the people who needed to be captured. But in case, eventually there are some people who have not been captured, the opportunity is still there that to be captured. But this time, rather than going to the field, those will have to come to the local government or area council offices of the Commission. And we have offices in all local governments, 724 local governments and area councils of the country. So the process is still being reviewed to actually get an estimate of those who are yet to be captured. Our worry is that a lot of people are doing multiple registration. People who are qualified on the CVR rules to be registered and still turn up for registration. That's where the challenge was.
Okay. Okay. Well, if we understand you clearly, the registration process is still going to happen in 13 more states or so. The registration process is still ongoing.
Yes.
So how then did we come about 30,000 new polling units if a registration process is still ongoing?
Yes. For now, we have captured the majority of Nigerians. Recall that in 2011, a registration exercise was undertaken. Mm-hmm. And that captured the majority of people who were qualified to be so registered. This act where is a make-up exercise for those who have turned 18 and those whose data was somehow lost, and for those who, for one reason or another, could not register. So the vast majority has been captured. These efforts made We cannot wait for the whole exercise to be complete to establish new polling units. If we're to do so, then it will not be practical to do so for 2015. And assurance has been given to Nigerians that we will create those units by the 2015 elections.
Okay, so how did we use the old register? Is it the one that had been run through AFIS, or is it the one that we captured in 2011 during the registration process by itself, that raw data?
The baseline data was the original field work, which produced a particular number, and then we ran it through AFIS. We cross-matched fingerprints, consequently state to state and things like that, so as to weed out the multiple registrants. So this is a cleaner register than was the field one of 2011. That's from the basis, that's the baseline for which the exercise was taken.
Would you kindly explain the concept of delimitation and proportionality? Because we got that INEC bulletin that announced the creation of 30,000 new polling units. We looked at the table that was released, approved reallocation of 150,000 polling units nationwide. But I think one area a lot of people did not understand was distribution based on 85% proportionality and 15% equality. What does that mean?
Okay, great. Now, if we're to use the yardstick, the raw data, up-to-date data that we have, you'll find out that some states or some communities will actually lose polling units. But we felt this would be a disservice. Rather than anybody losing, any community, any state losing any polling units, let us give each state a uniform increase, that's a 15% uniform increase. Because although some units might have less than the required, maybe 300, you'll find out because of their location in certain probably rural communities, it will be impracticable to move all those or to merge units with larger units to form one unit. You cannot merge two communities, for example, that are 5 kilometers apart. If you do that, it would defeat the purpose of the exercise. The purpose of the exercise is also to bring the units closer to the people, such that on election day, you should be within walking distance of your residence or where you choose to vote. So each state must get 15% the baseline, the minimum each state should get. And then based on the population, voter population, after the exercise, will not allocate balance to 85%.
I didn't quite understand that explanation. I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, 15% is based on equality of state equality. Across board, you get 15% increase across board.
So all the states got 15% increase in terms of polling units?
Irrespective of the number of units they have, 15% of the polling units they get across board, yes.
Okay.
Then the 85% will not be based on the registered population figures obtained after the prospectus exercise.
The 85% is based on, I'm sorry?
Proportionately to the total number of registered voters.
What does that mean?
Well, it means if you have 100 registered voters,
yes,
you will get 85% of that.